What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chats with the Freak. My name is Emmy, and it's the first live stream of 2021. I was supposed to do one last week and had some scheduling conflicts, but we're back and ready to go. I'm ready to kick this here in the fucking face. Let's go. I'm really excited. I have God Hates Unicorns on for this awesome little stream. They're a band out of Pittsburgh, which a lot of you guys know is my home city. So I'm going to bring them on and we can get this show on the road. What's up, guys?
Hello. What's up?
Oh my God. So how have you guys been dealing with the whole still kind of shut down, don't really know what's going on with shows kind of situation with all the restrictions?
Something's going on?
What is happening?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about any of this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything. I mean, we really only played shows, out in the street, in the backyards, anything. Like, we've never been to a real, an actual establishment, so nothing has really changed.
No, no. But honestly, though, it sucks. Like, we've been doing our best. We got our album done, and we're trying to make the most of the situation with not being able to leave the house.
Yep. And I've never played a show with God Hates Unicorns yet.
She's brand fucking new.
I am.
I'm sorry, brand freaking new.
No, you can encourage swearing here.
Well, we're actually trying to get prima proper today, so sweaters and stuff.
They're nice sweaters.
Before we went on, he was fixing his hair, so I should have known he was going to be proper today.
Sunday's best, you know?
Doing the best that we all can do. Oh my God. So we were talking a little bit before we went on. Obviously, you just said that Jess is still like new in the band and whatnot. You guys have kind of gone through a little bit of a shape shift, I guess, and lineup changes and stuff. I also mentioned I've seen you guys before, but kind of in a different lineup. So can you kind of tell me how the lineup has evolved recently?
I'm sure, yeah. When you seen us, we had 3 members. It was guitar, bass, sequencer, and me. Now we added 4 new members. Yeah, 4 new members: drummer, guitar, bass, and her, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, so it's still on it. It's a trial basis.
It's not a trial basis.
It's a trial basis.
I know.
She's doing a bunch of work for us right now. Then, like, we're actually cutting her parts from the album. And after she helps us up for so long, we're just like, yeah, sorry. No, but we have like 2 members from the band Skratch, the guitarist and the drummer from that band, and our buddy Matt on bass now. And then we just added Jess over the pandemic, actually. That's how that started.
Yeah, he's my only pandemic friend.
Yeah.
Like, we've been hanging out, like, as far as, like, I've had one friend that I've seen during all of this, and it just happened to be Josh, and...
I'm sorry.
Really, me too. But, yeah, from there, we just ended up getting to work together, so it's worked out really well.
Yeah. Well, she was going to be originally on the album for as a guest vocalist on our one song called Chipped Ma'am. And then she came to the studio, and then she ended up doing some background vocals on a couple other tracks. And then we actually have a music video coming out in a few weeks for that song, Chipped Ma'am. And after that video and the weeks that followed, we just were like getting along really well, and the music turned out pretty well for the background vocals on the album. It's like, hey, you just want to do this full time, like you just want to be a part of this, and it was pretty much I said I wasn't comfortable, but he said that if I didn't, like, yeah, he
would, maybe come after my family. So I said that was fine.
I would never do that.
Got like elbowed into staying in the band. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I just want to protect all my loved ones, so here I am.
Yeah, it's a very forceful engagement-ish, but what isn't?
You guys seem to have a very friendly and loving environment over in the God Hates Unicorns camp, for sure.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, though. Like the album and the stuff we're doing now is all about love. It's a crazy world we're living in now, so we're just trying to put our the most positive output we can.
Put some love and put some
Put something somewhere
out there.
We're trying to put something somewhere out there.
A little bit of humor, a little bit of nonsense. And speaking of humor, your album that you have coming out in a couple weeks, I think it's a couple weeks. Am I right?
Yes, it's 24 days.
Yeah, we're on 24.
24 days.
Okay, that's why. Just kind of double checking. It kind of the title of it kind of reminded me a little bit of Steel Panther, because if anybody watching this is like, oh God, here Emmy goes off on her bullshit again.
Oh
but
yeah, I know
I'm associated with the Steel Panther camp. So like when I saw No Glory Holes in Heaven, I instantly was like, there's a place in France. Like instantly started like singing Glory Holes. But can you tell me a little bit about how like the record came together?
We started actually recording it last March. Right when like lockdown started to happen and shit was going down, and we're like, well, we had like a album worth of music ready, so we went in the studio, and then we got locked down, and then we kept working on different stuff as we could, but by ourselves, and then talking to the engineer and stuff, and then like I said with her, we kind of like she came in a little bit later, and then. But it's been about a year in the making, and it's been a tough process because it's a long time to freaking sit on an album.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of it's been done and redone, just because like we're releasing it, but we want to like tour with it or like play shows with it, but we can't do that. And now it's just like, let's just fucking get it out there for people to hear, because it's good. It's very, very good. And like I'm very proud of it, and like we need to like get that out and then go from there.
Yeah, and everything, just even since I've joined, it's hard because you have to, make sure that if anyone's in any kind of situation that is iffy, they're not around. And we're keeping it to very small groups, and just getting things done in that kind of environment is obviously hard for everybody. Everything is very private with as few people as possible, and just doing everything virtually, which everyone's learning how to do, but it is not the funnest.
No, it really sucks, because she just joined, our bass player just joined like maybe like 5 months ago. Well, no,
it was a long time.
It seems like 5 months ago because we've been fucking locked down for a year.
We've been locked down for a full year.
But before the lockdown, we were there for like a month. So like we're just trying to like write new material, and we can't. It's just like came together.
Thank you, Bobby.
No, but I definitely do get what you mean. It's no, this is definitely a hard time for everybody, especially when you're writing a new album. I've had some people on here that are either released one during the lockdown or have been working on one and don't really know what to do with it. One of my really good friends has been sitting on like a lot of work because he doesn't know if he should be putting it out or not yet. So it sucks when you want to tour and you want to, like, that's like your main thing is to like promote with touring or doing shows or whatever. And then you're in this weird COVID world that we're all in right now. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I could do a live stream, but do I really want to do that? So it's this weird thing, because usually it's like, okay, album release, show, tour, we're going to do this, that, and the other. And right now, nobody can really plan for anything. We're all just kind of sitting here like, oh, what's up? Like, because usually like at this time of the year, I usually have at least like 2 to 5 tours booked that I'm going to be working. And right now we're all just sitting here like, we're still waiting. Like we're chilling. Like, yeah, it's 2021 now, but nobody knows what's going on. And promoting music right now is definitely a very difficult thing. And I definitely applaud anybody trying to do this shit virtually, like you guys are trying to get it out there and promote it as much as possible.
Yeah, it's got to keep at it, because like all independent bands they need it's all merch sales and record sales when they play shows, and it's like you can't do that. So it's like, how do you make money? How do you get your stuff out there without being able to do any of that? Like we're getting those CDs made and stuff like that made for this, but it's like, well, we'll get a bunch of pre-orders, but we still won't get like what we will get whenever we're playing shows again.
Yeah, because I mean, I think about myself, like every time I'm out at a show, I'm like, I want this and I want this shirt and I want this CD. But, sitting at home, are you really looking at every single band that you like and thinking like, what am I going to buy? No, you just do it while you're out. So it's a whole different ball game. But at least with everything we have with technology and the different social media platforms and all the opportunities we have to be out there, you can still be very present. Like, nobody is unaware that we're still here and that this is happening. We can be every day like, don't forget, we're still around. So that is a good opportunity, at least, to utilize those.
And it gives us a good focal point too, because like one of the things that's like harder for like certain people is like the social media aspect of it. I was never good at it, but now I have to like think, well, I can't do shit else, so I got to like post about stuff or like follow up with people on the internet. Where before I was just like, I'll just see you at the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, nope, I have to actually like think about like how we're going to be perceived on the internet. Where before it was, like I said, I'm old school. Like I'm an old handout flyer kind of person.
Yeah.
I remember flying Carson Street in my like when I was like 18 for like shows at Club Laga. Like now I'm just like, well, I guess I'll post it on Facebook. But I'm getting better at like getting that outreach though, and that's an important part of being in music now is that outreach on the internet and stuff. And focal, good chance to actually focus that energy towards that.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a big learning curve for a lot of people. I know it was for me because I've had this podcast for a little while, even before the shutdown. Like this wasn't like one of those like, oh, the shutdown's happened, I guess I'm going to make a podcast. This was definitely a thing before that, but it became more of a virtual video thing during that because my whole thing with this originally was I was taking it on the road with me and I was interviewing people at shows, kind of like what you were saying. I wasn't really worried about doing like online like video calls or whatever the case is. It was like, oh, I'll just see them at the show. It'll be fine. I'll talk to them there. So, and I wasn't bad at necessarily responding to people, but I wasn't really the best at it either. And now I just find myself like instantly like getting back to people because it's like you have to right now and trying to grow. I know like especially with my podcast, I'm sure it's kind of similar with the music aspect. Growing your Spotify numbers is definitely a challenge right now with everything, and that it's not necessarily a big money situation because who the f makes money off streaming, but it's definitely a situation where you need to get your music out there and everyone's streaming, unfortunately. And it's kind of like what you said earlier. If I'm at a show, I'll buy your CD. Yeah, that's cool. I'll put it in the car. It'll be fine. But am I really going to go online and buy a CD? Probably not. I'm going to stream your music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's definitely a weird situation to try to promote your stuff and figure out how to make profit from that.
Yeah, well, yeah, profit from streaming is not, unless you're like, even bigger acts aren't like making much money off streaming.
Yeah, it sucks because I've had like some friends that are in like I probably like mid-level bands be like, yeah, like we don't make shit off music, like we make money off merch sales, and
it's
now.
Like it's all mostly it is until it. But yeah, I'm just looking to get our music heard right now. But yeah, money wise, there's not gonna be money until we can start playing shows again and start moving around in different cities and stuff again. But right now we have this new record and we're just trying to get it heard because it's okay. It's an okay album. It's okay. That was a like thing you.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
She's like, yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, right. You're out.
No, I'm not out. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, you can't do the okay symbol.
I didn't realize you couldn't do the okay symbol anymore. I'm not going to do it again.
Trump fucked that up. But yeah. Yeah, it's an okay album. It's decent enough for some people, I guess. I hope people like it.
I do. That's what's important is I like it.
I feel like it's gonna be. She's convincing me it's a good record.
No, it's a really good record. It's a real. It's
You are not convincing me of that, but she's convincing me that this is a very solid record. I've heard the singles you guys have sent me, and I did kind of dig the tracks that you guys did send me. But I am excited to hear the whole album in its entirety.
Yeah. We have three singles already out on Spotify for the album, and then it's an 9-track record
with two
bonus tracks. One is a cover of Shania Twain, and then the Chip Ma'am one that she's on, that she like forced her way in the band. She like friendshiped us.
I didn't friendship or anyone.
Like, you guys are dealing with me. That's how everyone ever has to deal with me. It's just like I show up and they show me any sort of attention. I'm like, yep, I'm here now. You're trying to deal with me. What's up? Like, I'm part of the crew now. What's good?
Yeah, she just started showing up at practice. I don't know what the hell happened.
I had an invite.
For who?
I don't. Well, I thought it was fine to go.
Well, our kids play together now, so
That's what I was going to say before.
maybe my son invited her. I don't know who. I didn't invite her.
That's how this all started. Was the kids playing? Like, I was like, okay, well, Jimmy's allowed to have one friend, and we can have one friend. And it spiraled out of control.
Oh, we're stuck with her.
Like it's taking a life of its own. Oh my god. So you guys have mentioned, obviously we talked a little bit about you guys playing shows like in the Pittsburgh area, and I'm not totally familiar with like the band's touring history, I guess I should say, but I did want to talk because I've been sharing a lot of like tour stories recently, just like with other people, like reminiscing of stuff, and I didn't know if there was any cool like maybe show stories that you guys had that kind of like just stick out to you, where you either think it's like really funny or you're just like, wait, that was a really fucked up night.
Do you have any?
I mean, not with this band, certainly, as I've never played a show, but I do have some.
Figure out with other bands.
Keep going. Keep going. You never will. Well, one of my previous bands told, remember the industrial group Nitzer Ebb?
Yeah.
We were opening for them in Cleveland, and they told all the bands who were opening to wait outside during our sound check.
Oh my god.
Our singer at the time, when we were doing our sound check, told Nitzer Ebb to wait outside when we did ours.
Very nice.
Oh my god, that's petty, but I love it.
Fucking pricks.
That's fucking petty, but I love it.
Give me proper. Gosh darn jerks.
Like, I gotta be proper again. I was fixing my hair for this. Oh my god. Do you have any other, like, obviously not with God Hates Unicorns, but do you have any other stories you want to share, Jess?
Yeah, well, I could share my story of the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
That's cool. Let's do that.
All right. Well, I was in Chicago, and we were on tour with a couple people. And, you know, it was all very new to me. It was my first tour. And we were sitting on a stoop, first of all, in Chicago, smoking some cigs. Cool. That's a cool situation right there. But this car came up, and it was like this middle-aged man. He drove by very slowly, and he had his window down. And he looked at us, and he pointed, and he said, "Hey, cool." And then he drove away. And I was like, I'm never going to get cooler than this moment. That guy just said we were cool. And everyone was like, that guy just said we were cool. So that was like my peak coolness that's ever happened in my life. I'm never going to top that.
Chilling in Chicago, and this guy said I was cool.
This guy said I was cool. He slowed down his car to say how cool I was. I've had a lot of wild stories, a lot of stories that like are maybe unpleasant, but nobody's ever slowed down their vehicle to make sure they knew how cool I was. So that was pretty cool.
Did you just tell a 5-minute story about smoking a cigarette and someone saying you're cool?
That's my peak cool moment in my life. And I want everyone to know about it.
Yeah, newest member of God Hates Unicorns.
Oh my god, watching Josh's face while you told that story like cracked me up way too much.
It was a great story.
Oh my god.
When I was all drinking Gatorade on a porch.
Shut up. It was a good moment. Just
oh my god. It sounds like one of those like excerpts of like a Trailer Park Boys episode.
Yeah. It felt like it. It felt like
I love Chicago.
Yeah.
No, I did kind of like think of like an episode in Trailer Park Boys where it's like they're just like cruising down. It's like, oh, what's up, guys? It's like, ah. That's like all I thought of, and I don't know why. Oh my God. So I think that's all I have for you guys. Can you give everybody the spiel about where to find your record that's dropping in a couple weeks? No Glory Holes in Heaven.
You can find No Glory Holes in Heaven pretty much everywhere where music is sold. It'll be on your Spotify, your Apple Music. You can get a CD. Special thing about getting a CD. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
You will also receive a coloring book.
Ooh.
And a Valentine's card for the first 25.
Ooh, Valentine's Day card.
Yeah, it's released on Valentine's Day because, you know, we're all about spreading love and happiness to the world. And so we're trying to, like, you know, make it a brighter place for our children or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I figured the spiel.
I don't know.
Like better place for kids or some shit like that.
Shit like that. If you just buy the fucking CD, everyone will be really goddamn happy. So just buy it.
These bands are struggling. They don't have games to fucking play.
And it's good for children. And the album is good for children too. Like she said, it's a coloring book, and it's very appropriate for children.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very solid record that I would play if I had a child. If I had a small child, this would be like what I would play for them, like when I was nap or something.
Don't do it.
My son likes
I'm gonna do a little PSA. Don't play this for your kids.
Well, they give them the coloring book.
No, also don't give them the book.
Wow.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I feel like No Glory Holes in Heaven is definitely a kid's album.
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to endorse this as a kid's record. I think that's a solid thing.
We're pretty much the Wiggles. Look at our fucking sweaters.
Well, I mean, there's gonna be, what is it? Kids Bop. We did get that deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of censorship on the Kids Bop version.
But that's okay. I mean, it's still for children.
Yeah. So I'm just happy we were.
Like you said, you guys are like the Wiggles. It'll be fine.
Just not my children.
Not any children that anyone care about should listen to this album, but everybody else.
Oh my God. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everyone go check out their record. When's the release date again?
February 12th.
February 12th. Everybody go check it out. Be sure to, I'll put all the links and all that shit in the description of this in a little bit. You guys can just click on it and go pre-save, pre-order, do all that bullshit and go check it out. Thank you guys again for coming on.
Thank you. Bye.